Hello, hi guys. This is Rica here, and there is one day left until tour. That's right, we are leaving tomorrow, and it looks like the snow is starting to melt, which is a huge relief. I was slightly stressed about being too cold, although I know whatever situation we find ourselves in, it'll all just work out. So not too stressed, but I'm also happy to see the snow melting. Yeah, I just thought I'd make a short video before all the craziness of getting packed and ready to go starts, and just let you get to know me a little bit. I mean, you know Rupert, he is the man with the plan, and really like the main organizer of this organization. So of course you know him. Everyone seems to really like him as well. So I just wanted to, I've been having the opportunity to get to know so many people just through the interview process and just through the community itself. So just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to get to know me. So kind of return the favor, so to speak. So sorry about that. So I'll start at the beginning. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, which is probably why the snow is still is like so distressing to me. And I lived in Phoenix for about 26 years before I moved to San Diego. From San Diego, I moved to Joshua Tree, then back to San Diego. And from San Diego, I actually moved up to San Francisco. I bought a boat in San Francisco, and that's how I can live there. There's some family that I know in the marina, and so I'm doing boat life right now. So if you guys ever want to see some boat videos, I'd be super happy to share them. I love the marina, I love boat life. So I guess I'll give you a little information on how I got to CE5. And I guess it all started, I worked in mortgages for about 8.5 years between Phoenix and San Diego when I moved there the first time. And at a certain point, I just decided I didn't like it. And I had always kind of ignored my inner guidance that said this isn't right for you, just like for the paycheck. And so I was super focused on economic development in my early to mid 20s, just because I didn't really know that there was an alternative to economic development. I think growing up in our capitalistic Western society, that's a huge thing for us. So when I finally decided I didn't want to do the work anymore, I moved up to Joshua Tree, and I started working in festivals. Like I was organizing a community event in Yucca Valley. I was working on organizing a film festival in Pioneer Town, which is near Joshua Tree. And I was also working on organizing an arts festival down in Palm Springs. So I was really big into the community event space building. And then everyone knows what happened, COVID, 2020, that all just went away, which actually ended up being a blessing in disguise for me, so no complaints here. And so I guess I'll mention this is really big in my life. I went right before COVID in February of 2020. I went to a Vipassana meditation retreat, a 10-day silent retreat. If anyone's been to one, like, you know, it's like the first one especially is pretty life-changing. And I got that gift like right before COVID. It's actually what helped me get through COVID. And I would say that was my first spiritual experience, like spiritual growth experience. And from there, I would say it was the beginning of the end for my pursuits of developing myself economically, because during COVID, during quarantine, I saw Dr. Greer's Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind documentary, and it just shocked me. Like that in tandem with the governments around the world going through their disclosure projects, I was just like, what is going on? So many paradigms, like existing paradigms, just crashed for me. And I kind of let it sit for a while. I didn't do anything about it. And around this time, like COVID was clearing up and I was making the move to San Francisco, I started spending a lot of time with my mom in Phoenix. And we love watching these documentaries. So I rewatched it with her. And it was really there at that point in my life. I was looking for production assistant jobs for videography in San Francisco. And I had a really good friend say to me, you know, you could go work for someone and gain some skills in videography, and you can make someone else rich as their assistant. Or you can go and do your own thing and start your own project, and you'll be way more valuable to yourself in a year. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work and a lot of learning curves, but it'll be worth it. And I just thank this friend constantly in my mind, because it gave me the courage to kind of propose this to Rupert and say, like, hey, I really like Global CE5. I like what you guys are doing. What about making a short film out of it? And we could start with the spring tour and go beyond. So Rupert, he was excited. So here we are. And I think what really drew me to Global CE5, and I've heard this echoed through some of the people that I've spoken to, is the structure, the wisdom system, and the ease in which how easy it is to move through this system that just gives you step by step how you can expand your consciousness or your awareness of the world around you. And just I think really it was like the scientific approach, like the very specific approach to spiritual development, which is what I decided was the most important thing in my life, spiritual development. And yeah, just having that playbook on how to develop spiritually was super attractive to me. Because, I mean, we all want the answers, right? At least this is a way we can go about finding the answers for ourselves in a coherent fashion with everyone else in the group. Because there are so many ways to develop spiritually. It seems kind of daunting at times, but yeah, I think the system makes it easy. So, sure. So I guess short video gone long. That's a little bit about me. Yeah, feel free. It might be a little more difficult for me to get back to you in the next 3 weeks, but I'll try my best. But feel free to reach out to me. I'm really excited to be a part of this community. I'm really excited to be just getting to know everyone and going through the CE5 process, which it's just a crazy life. And I'm very excited. So I'll put an end to it. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.